Since you were last with us, we've had a couple of very lucky wins and one very heavy defeat. And I think we have spotted something, and we also think that other teams have spotted it too. So now it's time to make some serious changes to the tactic that we're using. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 23, Season 3, here at Elgin City. And if you are new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. And although we have had a little bit of a dip in form, we are not playing particularly well at the moment, and we've had a couple of very streaky results. You can see that we are still dominating League One, and we are currently on 56 points after 23 games, and we are 20 points clear of Dunfermline Athletic. And even though they have a game in hand over us, being so far clear with only 13 games to go should mean that the title is in the bag, and I'd be very, very worried if we don't go on and win the title from here. But we have had a very poor run of form of late, but there was one game where we performed particularly well, and in what was a potentially very tough game against Alloa, we performed out of our skins. Let's go to Match of the Month. And so, in terms of results on the pitch, although we've been in a poor run, it doesn't look that poor. And if you remember when you were last with us, you saw that very dull 0-0 draw against Queen's Park, where a game we just couldn't score. And then we followed that up with an equally dull 1-1 draw at home to Kelty Hearts. And we were struggling to put our chances away at this point. We were very lucky against Dunfermline in a game that I thought we should have lost. We managed to beat them by 2-1. And similarly against FC Edinburgh, we were very fortunate to win by 3-2. But then we recovered against Inverness Reserves. We beat them quite comprehensively, final score being 3-1 in the Challenge Cup quarter-final. That incidentally has set us up with a semi-final tie against Championship Falkirk. And then we had that particularly impressive win against Alloa Athletic, where everything just seemed to come together on the day. We attacked well and we defended very well. And against Falkirk then in the Scottish Cup fourth round, they took us apart. They absolutely blasted us off the pitch. After we had taken the lead after 30 minutes, they came at us and absolutely ripped us apart. And we finally lost that game by 4-1. And then we had that 3-2 win in League One against Cove Rangers. Kane Hester scoring one of the goals against his old club, and unfortunately though for him it was not enough, as we just about managed to run out winners by 3-2. But during this month I have noticed that things have been going wrong, and in particular our chance conversion rate has fallen dramatically and we are not taking our chances. And I think that's because teams are working us out now, and tactically they are getting the better of us. And I think if I don't address this soon in the coming games, it's probably all going to fall apart. So we have made a lot of changes to the tactic, which we'll have a look at later. But first, I think it's time to go for a news update. And in terms of player performance, you can see it's still pretty good. We have a number of players who in the last 5 games who have been in outstanding form, and that's probably why we are still so far clear at the top of the table. And the standout performer of this month has been Joey Dawson, our advanced forward. He has now 30 appearances, he has 14 goals and 7 assists, and in the last 5 games he has an average rating of 7.60. He is playing absolutely out of his skin at the moment and holding the team together, and without him we'd be struggling a lot. He has recently been in inspired form, and I'm hoping he can keep this going for a little while to come yet. Blair McKenzie continues to perform extremely well. He's next in line, and he has an average rating of 7.32. He's doing particularly well as the goalkeeper Daniel Hoban, who has kept us in a lot of games that we've been playing recently, and his rating is outstanding, 7.32 in the last 5 games. Ethan Hamilton, who's our recent signing, he's come in, he's playing very, very well as the Carolero, and he has an average rating in the last 5 games of 7.30. So players are doing particularly well. I'm impressed with how Tope Fadahunsi has been playing. He now has, in 12 appearances, he now has 9 goals and 3 assists, and I do intend to play him more as we go into the second half of the season. In terms of transfers, not a great deal has happened. The transfer window shut and we made no signings. We looked at a couple of players, but it was never really my intention to sign players at this point in time, bearing in mind that it is possible that we will be going up as champions into the championship at the end of this season. Now is not the time to be buying players and preparing for that change for us in the summer. We did, however, try to focus on having a clear out of players who were not really wanted or part of our plans anymore. Seb Ross, he went out to Peterhead on loan, and we did sell Kane Hester to Cove Rangers for £1,000, and he did manage to score against us in the game against Cove Rangers, but too little too late, and we managed to win that game. So nothing really happened in the transfer window, and today we are going to be playing against Forfar Athletic. And it's a team who are bottom of the league. It's another one of these banana skins. It's a team we should be winning comfortably against. But I am concerned that we are being found out, and so this is as good as any an opportunity to change the tactic, take a risk or two, and try to look at if we can play in a much different way. So let's go and have a look. Before we go to this game, let's go and have a look at what we've changed. Okay, so let's go into the tactics screen and have a look at what is different. If we start at the back, you can now see that the left fullback has become a wing back on attack. We've kept the fullback on support on the right hand side, and the central defenders remain the same. We have DM on defend, and we have Carolero, a DLP on support, and the Mazzala on attack. They are both the same in terms of the positions and roles, and we have a pressing forward on support and an advanced forward on attack. Same in terms of the roles that they're playing. But what we are doing differently now is we are going to play in a much wider formation. So we are going to spread our players out across the pitch. And the reason for that is that I have noticed we are getting 5 or 6 players in particular areas of the pitch, and they could be no more than 10 meters apart, and we are getting very, very congested wherever we happen to be on the pitch. When we are going forward, this is a great big problem because we are almost tripping over each other when we are trying to get the ball into the penalty area, and we need to create more space. So one of the ways that you can do that is to play wider, and so we are going to have a wing back here providing the width for us down this side, bombing up and down the touchline. And we're going to have Dawson, we've asked him to move into the channels now, and he will move out wider with the Mazzala, and then creating the underlap for the fullback coming in on support, or for the Mazzala or the DLP coming in, hopefully creating space by dragging the fullbacks out wider. And so the second way that we can create space is by playing with the lines. And we are going to start with a higher line of defense. And if we're not creating enough space by playing a lot wider, then we can drop the line back as well and drag the lines out a little bit so that we create space between their defensive line and their midfield, and so we can look to exploit the space in the middle of those lines. And we can then ask our pressing forward to play on defend, and he will drop a little deeper to take advantage of that space in between those lines. But we'll start with him on a support duty, and we'll start with a higher line because they are a weaker team than us, and they are a team that we should be beating. And so hopefully by giving ourselves a little bit more width, then we're going to stop these midfield 4 getting so congested and getting in each other's way. And I think that is causing the problem, and that is the reason why our chance conversion is dropping off. We are simply not creating good enough chances for the boys up front, and today is experimental, and hopefully we'll get the result that we're looking for today. Forfar Athletic do play wide, and it's very important that we don't give them space out wide, which is what we've been doing in recent games. And so hopefully now we have a way to close that space down. We are going to be less compact, less compressed in the middle of the field, and hopefully now we are going to go out there, beat Forfar easily, and get the result that we want. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today is Hoban in goal with Gilhooly, Mackay, Mackenzie and Crane at the back. Leon, Magori, Pasnick and Alston in midfield with McKenna and Dawson up front. And I hope that Forfar will not realise how we are playing. And we do have Magori, who's a little bit nervous about the player that he's marking, but there's no reason to be. We are a better team than they are, and I hope that the little tactical tweaks will mean that we get the result, that we can create a little bit more space. Or if we can't do that, then maybe we might even have to go back to how we were playing before. But it is going to be Forfar with the first highlight, and Forfar are trying to bring it forward, but we have robbed them. McKenna has robbed them of the ball. Here comes McKenna bursting forward, looking for Dawson. Dawson gets to the edge of the box. He gets into the box, and Dawson has scored. I think it went in off the crossbar. It is 1-0 to Elgin. We are in front. An absolutely brilliant move by Dawson. He just burst in through the middle, through the central defenders. I don't know if that's a result of creating more space, but Dawson just went for it. And no, it was the goalkeeper who couldn't hold it. I thought for a minute it had gone in off the bar, but the goalkeeper couldn't hold it. It's Elgin City 1, Forfar 0. So far the game plan is working, but Forfar have a free kick, and there's a great shot, and I think it's a brilliant save by Hoban. Hoban, who's been in inspired form of late, the last 5 games. He's been one of our top ranking players, and we couldn't have done this without him in the last month. Fabulous save, but there's a chance and it whistles past the post. And we are giving away a number of chances to Forfar. We're not dominating the game in terms of attempts on goal. We are totally in control in terms of possession. They've hardly had a kick of the ball. And you can see from the match momentum that we're totally dominating the game. and we are starting to control the chances being used. Callum Crane has took a lock, and maybe we do need to take him off, and we've brought on Tommy Robson, who was originally going to be the first choice fullback, but unfortunately got injured and he can't seem to get his place back. And Robson, though, does have the ball. He fires in across. There's a chance, and it's McKenna. McKenna has made it 2-0. We are totally in control of this game. We had a nervy start, but now we are creating chances and we are deservedly in front. Lovely cross by Robson, and McKenna nodded it in, glanced it in past the goalkeeper. It is now Elgin City 2, Forfar Athletic 0, and we're dominating the match now. It is going to be Robson with the throw again. He finds Magori, and here's Mackenzie. Mackenzie to Mackay. Gil Hooley looking to bring it forward. Looks back for Mackay instead. And there's a lovely ball over the top, but we're not getting anywhere near that, and it's easily cleared up. And here come Forfar. What are they going to do? They're going to look long. And we need to win this second ball. We don't. And here come Forfar. Forfar breaking forward. And don't bring him down in the box. And there is a cross to the far side. It's hit the post and we get it clear. It remains 2-0. And can we break? Dawson's looking to break. And Dawson's been taken down. Referee, I think that has to be a red card. It's not even a yellow card. Dawson was totally taken out of the game there. It remains 2-0. It's not the comfortable performance that I was hoping. We're giving away too many opportunities to Forfar, but we're playing very, very well. It's a rotated team. We had some very tired players, and we've got some players who are looking like they're getting a little tired at the moment. But at the moment, we're leading. It's 2-0. Tactically, we seem to have made the right decision, and we are playing a little bit wider. Gil Hooley's looking to go down the right, and I'm looking just to check, are we getting very congested in midfield? No, we're not. We're spread out a lot better now. Mackenzie's looking for Leon for Gil Hooley, but the ball's intercepted, but Alston's taken up the ball. Alston bursting into the box. It is a chance. He's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. It remains 2-0. We are looking like we are spread out a little bit more. I need to review it in comprehensive highlights in 2D after the game, just to see if it's working better. But at the moment, I'm fairly happy because we are doing very well. We are 2-0 up, and we just don't want to be complacent now. We've had 10 shots to their 4, right? Only 3 have been on target. We've had 76% possession. We are totally dominating possession. They've hardly had a kick of the ball, and that's showing in the match momentum stats. And there's another goal. It's Blair Mackenzie from a set piece. Simple goal. Alston's free kick, Alston's corner into the near post. Mackenzie steps up. Big man for a big occasion, and there is a header into the far corner, and it's now Elgin 3, Forfar Athletic 0. We are fairly comfortable. I need to think about making some changes now because players are getting tired. Not surprisingly, we played a game two days ago, and so players are looking a little tired. And I will make some changes in a second, but we are dominating the game now. I think it's pretty much game over. Forfar are going to come at us, there's no doubt about that, and we need to close them down a little bit better than we've done there, but it remains 3-0, and I think maybe in the next 5 minutes or so we'll make some changes. Gil Hooley isn't having the best game that he's ever had, and maybe we need to do something about right back. But we are actually in control of the game, and we will make some changes now. And so with some very tired players out there, we have made a number of changes, especially at the back. And we brought on Anderson and Rhys Thomas at the back. Just need to hold on now. And I think we'll just go back and play a little bit more cautious and just try and hold on to our 3-goal lead. We have dominated the game. I'm not sure as yet whether the tactical changes have been responsible for us dominating the game. I'll review that back after the game and see if we looked a little bit better in terms of how we were going forward. But the score is Elgin City 3, Forfar Athletic 0. We'll take that, and it does mean that we do need to up our performance a little bit. I've upset some of the players by saying that, but it does mean that at the moment we are 23 points clear of Dunfermline. Dunfermline have a game in hand, but Dunfermline have lost today against Kelty Hearts, and FC Edinburgh drew. Minimum we are going to be in front is 20 points clear, just with 12 games to go, and I think that we must be pretty safe now. And in terms of what's coming up, we have, again, every game is a big game. We have Falkirk coming up in the Challenge Cup semi-final. I'd like to think that despite that 4-1 defeat, we do have a chance. And I think what we'll probably do is come back towards the end of March, where we'll play probably Dunfermline or Edinburgh. And I think hopefully by then we'll have the title in the bag, I would hope. And that's it for this video. If you are new to the channel, why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. And all that remains to be said from a very, very happy Elgin City is we will see you in the next episode. Take care and stay safe.